What's up, Dodgers Nation? On this edition of the 3 Up 3 Down podcast, we're going to talk about who the Dodgers closer should be come October, the curious case of Matt Beaty, and a quick injury update for your boys in blue. Welcome back to the 3 Up 3 Down podcast. My name is Eric Gulo, your host for this 5-minute Dodgers Nation production. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram. That is at EULAU. I'm recording this Thursday evening during the Dodgers-Mets game, and I will, of course, as always, spare you the play-by-play. You're welcome. The series prior to this, the Dodgers finished a sweep of the Pittsburgh Pirates, winning Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Wednesday, they won 9-0. Very comfortable. If you like getting to bed early, even during baseball season, Wednesday night was your time to shine. But Monday, Tuesday, not as comfortable thanks to a lack of execution from closer Kenley Jansen. It begs the question, when you look at Kenley Jansen's second half stats and him struggling against one of the worst teams in the league on back-to-back nights with the runners in scoring position on the final out in both Monday and Tuesday's game against the Pirates, how are the Dodgers going to handle the closer role come October? And I'm not going to convince you to change your mind about how you feel about Kenley Jansen. Dodger fans, you are on one side or the other. There is very little bipartisan politics when it comes to Kenley Jansen and how people feel about him. But what I will try to convince you of is I think the Dodgers learned a lot in 2020 of how to handle Kenley Jansen. And that is to not blindly roll him out for every save opportunity and to mix and match your high leverage relievers that you trust. Last year it was Blake Treinen and Julio Urias. I think Urias is probably going to have to start depending on where Clayton Kershaw is. That's a topic for another podcast. But Blake Treinen's definitely in that spot, in that pool. And also Corey Knebel, I think, is going to be in that as well. And maybe even Bickford, although the jury's still out on him. But I think they're going to use and do what they did in the 2020 playoffs. Look, Kenley Jansen didn't close Game 5 or Game 6 of the World Series or Game 7 of the NLCS. I think that tells you a lot about how the Dodgers feel about him in every high-pressure situation. And they're going to mix and match. They're going to move some guys around. It's not just Kenley's role as a closer. So I don't think we need to be overly concerned about how the Dodgers have handled Kenley so far in this regular season. They're going to give him his due as a veteran in the regular season. But come October, they're going to mix and match, and they're going to use whatever guy on that given night gives them the best opportunity to close. And that might not always be Kenley Jansen. Even with all the injuries the Dodgers have had this year, Matt Beaty is still not receiving consistent playing time. And Dodgers Twitter has taken notice that Billy McKinney seems to be the preferred option right now in right field, with Mookie Betts still sidelined with that hip injury. And I am here to state my proud support of the hashtag Free Beaty movement. This is his third year with the club. He can clearly put together a good at-bat. He is the much better offensive option over Billy McKinney. I'm sure McKinney's a really nice guy. He probably takes out the trash every night for his partner, sorts his recycling, hell, he probably even composts. But the guy can't hit at all. You see his stats there since he joined the Dodgers in late July. A 587 OPS, a 167 batting average. This is all through Wednesday night, by the way. A weighted runs created plus of 71, meaning he's 29% worse than your average MLB hitter. Beaty has him beat in spades on the offensive side of things. But the defensive side of things is the sticking point. And I think that's why Dave Roberts, Andrew Friedman have preferred to start McKinney. And that's because he's a much better defensive option than Beaty. I'm down with starting Beaty. I am. But we need to accept we can't have our cake and eat it too. You can't complain about the defense being even worse once you get Matt Beaty out there. That was a big issue in that Mets game on Sunday. And yes, Billy McKinney cannot hit a lick, but Matt Beaty is not a good defender. Those are their career defensive runs saved in the outfield. You have McKinney at 0, meaning he's dead average. Beaty at -6. I'm all for some more Beaty at bats, but we need to accept it's going to make the defense, which has already been a trouble spot, that much worse. We'll wrap up this episode with some Dodger injury updates since the Dodgers have a million injuries. Mookie Betts had some light baseball activities this week and could be nearing a rehab assignment as soon as next week before rejoining the Dodgers. Clayton Kershaw played catch for the third day in a row without pain, which is great, but the guy's got to be able to pitch and not just play catch. A guy who will be able to pitch soon is Julio Urias, who went through a sim game, and he'll be ready to rock and roll for that San Diego series as things currently stand right now. Tony Gonsolin is throwing again. He's doing some bullpens. They're going to have to decide how many more bullpens they need out of him before they can get him back out there and if he needs a rehab assignment. Danny Duffy, also playing catch, should be good for that September return. Victor Gonzalez was activated on Thursday. Joe Kelly and Scott Alexander for the other bullpen guys. No clue what's going on with them. Maybe they will be back before the end of the year. They're supposed to be back before the end of the year. That's it. That's all I got. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to download the Dodgers Nation app on Google Play or the App Store. Check out the YouTube page, Dodgers Nation, and please subscribe, rate, review, and we'll see you on the other side.